and welcome to the Parsons Pantry and Parlor. I'm back. I know it's been a few weeks since I was able to post. I have actually been freshening up a Bible study that I like to teach to our church about every 2 years, and it's a survey course that takes us all the way through the Bible, and I include archaeological digs, different external evidences that prove the Word of God and show where things happened, and all of the great archaeological digs and finds and discoveries. But we also cover the Bible in application, how we apply it to our lives. And I have been freshening up handouts and making a lot of tools that people can take home with them, and it has been a lot of work. So I've been out of commission for just a little bit, but I'm back today. Today we are getting ready at our house. This weekend there is a parade, a military parade. From what I understand, it's the 250th anniversary of the American Army being formed, and they have a huge military parade in DC tomorrow, which is Saturday. And my son is very excited. So we decided, since he was so excited and he wanted to watch it streamed, and of course if he wants to do it, he wants to drag all of us into it. So we thought, hey, let's make this a whole holiday weekend. We'll just make it fun. And tomorrow we're gonna eat everything Americana. I'm making apple pie, and we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're grilling. It's supposed to rain. We're gonna figure it out, even if I have to hold an umbrella over that grill. But tonight we're going with one of my favorites, and it's a favorite that I've had since I was a young girl. One of my earliest memories was going to Christmas parades with my family, and as soon as the parade was over, we would go to Margot's Fine Mexican Restaurant. And this was back in New Mexico. Margot's was a phenomenal restaurant. I don't know if it's still there. If it is, you gotta check it out if you're ever down that way. But they had sour cream chicken enchiladas, and they were the most amazing thing you ever put in your mouth. And for years, I've been worried about trying to figure out how to make those, because you know, when it's a memory meal, you want it to taste just right. So this week, I finally braved it, and I consulted multiple recipes, different people's ideas. There's not really a lot of recipes out there for sour cream enchiladas. And so I started looking at several different ones, and I just decided to pull out all my spices and start taste testing and making several different batches. And so today I'm going to share with you what I came up with that tastes as close as I could make it to sour cream chicken enchiladas from my childhood. And they are awesome. You're gonna love this. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm glad to finally be back. I'm sorry I've been so busy, but we're gonna have a good time. And I hope you like the recipe too. I think you will. Just get you some tortilla chips and hot sauce and probably some guacamole on the side. Make a night of it and join me. Let's make it. All right, so to start this recipe, we're gonna start by pre-cooking the chicken. We do not wanna wrap up raw chicken in tortillas, obviously. So what you can do, you can actually grease your pan with some butter. I know some people like the spray, pan spray. That has a lot of additives in it, a lot of chemicals, so I don't usually do that. Usually if I'm going to bake and I need to prep a pan, I will take a stick of butter. This is an excellent butter. It's Kerrygold Irish butter. It still has all natural ingredients. Excellent. So you can either take this and wipe it down here, or you can take the shortcut and knock off a good end of it, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. Throw it in there, throw it in your preheated oven on 350 degrees. Throw it in for a minute or 2 and it'll start to melt. And then pull it back out, grab you a paper towel or whatever you want, and just kind of smear it around. And that's what I'm going to do. So I love little cheats. Use the other end of my fork. There we go. See, and that will slide much easier. I know, I think I may use a fork for that. Then we want to bake our chicken. We are making about 4 chicken breasts, good sized chicken breasts, and we're gonna bake them on 350 degrees for about 20-25 minutes, depends on how quickly they cook. I've already pre-cut them. Here's the thing. If you wanna just put the chicken breasts in there and bake them whole and then shred them afterwards, keep in mind your seasoning won't go as far, so they won't be as spicy. But if you really like spice, like my husband and I do, pre-cut it because more of the seasoning gets around the chicken. Plus, you don't have to cut it while it's scalding hot. You can also, if you'd like to, get a rotisserie chicken and break it apart, or use our whole chicken recipe, break it apart and add your seasoning after that. But tonight, I have pre-cut all of this. Spread it around here. Now we want to add our fajita seasoning. I do have this available in the Spices Compendium, the little booklet that I have for sale. I'll also feature it in several other recipes. So I always make my own fajita seasoning. The reason why is I don't want any of these chemical additives that are made to keep it from caking and made to make it last longer. This you can make with fresh spices that don't have anything in it. You can make it out of organics, and it's also a lot stronger. You don't have to use as much. So just give it a really good dash across your chicken. You may notice I am putting quite a bit because my husband and I like it spicy, and this does have cayenne in it. If you don't like it that spicy, go about half that. You also want to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Okay, we're ready to pop it in the oven. Don't forget your glove. I forgot it last time. I forgot I had it in the oven, and boy, I was awake after that. Ooh, I can't seem to get my thumb under there. There we go. All right, we want to put it on medium-low heat. For this cooktop, that's about a 5. For your cooktop, it'll vary. You know your stove, go with that, but medium-low. And we're gonna start with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Go ahead and melt that over the top there. Okay, now that you have your 2 tablespoons of butter melted in your pan, you wanna take 2 large cans, well, they're big chunky cans, not the little shrimps. 2 decent sized cans of fire roasted green chilies. And if you can get hatch green chilies from New Mexico, it's even better, but they are awesome. This makes this recipe. Woo-hoo. It's not sizzling quite. We just want to warm it up right now. All right, once it starts to heat up, we can put 2 cloves of garlic. Now, I like to use minced garlic. It has all the juice, so I cheat. Okay, once this becomes quite fragrant, it takes about 30 seconds. Then you want to start adding your seasonings for your sauce. You're going to put in about a teaspoon of cumin. Oops, you know what? Let's get my spoon out of the way. Half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. Remember, that's so good for inflammation. And then we want to thicken our sauce. Just go ahead and do it. Put in 2 tablespoons of flour. Just dust that in, and we're going to mix it real well. Once it's mixed, we'll add 2 cups of chicken broth. Remember our whole chicken recipe, you can make your own chicken broth that has all the vitamins and nutrients that you need. If you're in a pinch though, You can throw in 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon and 2 cups of hot water. Now you want to stir continually for about 3 or 4 minutes. It may take a little bit longer, depends on exactly how hot your burner is, but the sauce will start to thicken. We want it to thicken to where it looks like a gravy itself. And then we'll be adding 2 cups of sour cream. All right, something I forgot to tell you before I threw it in is you want about 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro and just dice it real fine and throw that in as well. You can see here it's already starting to thicken a little bit further, and we'll be ready to throw in our sour cream. Time for our sour cream, 2 cups. All right, once we're thickened and it's nice and creamy, we're gonna go ahead and remove this from the heat and move it over to our prep area. Then, our chicken in the oven is just about done. It lasts about a minute. I'm sure it's fine. We'll turn that off and we're gonna move it over to our prep area. Make sure you leave your oven on because you're about to put your chicken enchiladas in another pan and put it right back in there. So, okay, before you roll your enchiladas, now you can use corn tortillas or you can use flour. This particular recipe, I like the flour, but if you start rolling it with these, there's a possibility, depending on how dry it is, that they might crack and break. So I like to heat them up just a hair before I start for about 15 seconds in a tortilla warmer. These are so awesome. Sorry, I hit the other side because I put a hot pan on it. It is not used for hot pans. But you can get these on Amazon, and I'll link a few really fun ones in the comments. Anyway, 15 seconds, heats them up. It also keeps them hot, so if you're doing hot dish with the family, it keeps them warm while everybody goes back for seconds. But we're gonna heat these up, then we'll roll. Okay, once you have everything pre-cooked, now it's time to set up your enchilada rolling station. So as you can see, we have our pre-cooked chicken with our fajita seasoning and salt and pepper. We have our sour cream enchilada sauce. It's been cooling a little bit. We have some chopped onion, yellow onion, and I have about 3 or 4 cups, I think that's about 4 cups of shredded cheese. I like Tillamook cheddar because it's organic, it doesn't have bad ingredients in it, and it tastes wonderful. It's awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take about 1 cup of our enchilada sauce and we're gonna layer it in the bottom of another pan. Doesn't look like a lot, but it will spread. Okay, next taking flour tortilla. We want to throw a little bit of sauce on there. About 1/8 of a cup, maybe a little bit less than that. Throw about 1/3 of a cup of chicken. Tiny little dash of your onions going down. And about 1/4 of a cup of your cheese. That's it, that's about something like that. Then you want to roll it and put it seam side down in your pan. Okay, I rolled about 8 of these, but you can make it as large as you like, just scale it. This makes about 8 really good sized tortillas. As you can see, I had some large chicken breasts and I have some chicken left over. I do not let this stuff go to waste. You can either save it for lunches the next day, or you can do what I'm doing and I just stick it back in the pan, because why not, right? Okay, next we want to put the rest of the sauce over the top. All right, and it's time to top it with the rest of our cheese. Okay, we're going to bake this at 350 for about 25 minutes. Hey, I just heard the timer. It's time to get our enchiladas out. Ooh, that smells good, y'all. Pretty good. I'm adding some chips from our local bakery because this sauce, the sour cream enchilada sauce, is also excellent as a dip. So you want to try it with chips. In fact, for some of our socials, I have been making this as a chip and dip. Thank you so much for joining me as we made sour cream chicken enchiladas today. And please try this. Let me know what you think. Also, please let me know, what were your favorite recipes when you were a child? What makes your heart sing? I know there's several for me. There's pink stuff. It is a very simple little dessert and it didn't have a fancy name. We just called it pink stuff. And every single holiday, I have to have pink stuff. And this enchilada recipe was one of them, but I would love to hear from you. What were your favorite recipes when you were a child that your grandmother or your mother, or even your favorite little restaurant when your family got to go out, that they made? Please share in the comments and like and subscribe and share this video. Share it with your friends, with people who would just like to learn how to eat clean and from scratch and have a little fun doing it. You guys have a great day. I will see you next time. Bye.